These are some of the Dark Age landmarks of the village of Swell in Gloucestershire. Ofstrat berge into them granen weie, swa after them granen weie, west richt into Filden away. After Filden away that it cometh to Roches mere. A swa be there a stiga on Northalder Cordisbury that cometh unto Twanbergum. Of Twanbergum over Bugeldestrat be them hervdom that cometh into Hrishpitte. Of Hrishpitte in on then a little berg. Of them little berge in thonna twiz a leda berg. Is the Barrow the street Barrow on top of the Roman road or below it? Daniel Ferguson, one of my viewers, says in the comments section, it can't be on top because it is a useful routeway. Now, I can't tell whether the Barrow is on top or below the Roman road. I'm speculating. I've deviated from Finberg, from what he was saying in his solving of this charter, because he couldn't find the Barrow. So this is me, and trying to analyse and trying to understand what I'm seeing. It's certain there is a lump of earth at that particular position, and it has been dug up and pushed to the side to make way for a trackway. Now, I don't know whether that is a modern thing or a medieval thing or something the Romans did. They could have cut a hole through that barrow, but I suspect they would have done it neatly and in a well-organised manner. But it isn't a useful routeway because the post-Roman people, the medieval people, early or otherwise, diverted the route. There are two other roads that go practically to the same places, all three go to Saintbury Hill, and the Buckle Street goes to Bourton-on-the-Water. The Salt Street, goes to Stow-on-the-Wold, which is around about 4 miles from Bourton-on-the-Water. So they are both pretty much diversions around this ancient Roman trackway, and even today it is just a trackway. There are signs up saying not suitable for motorised traffic. So both of those diversions are less efficient than the Roman road. So what the problem is the medieval period. The medieval people didn't have the technology or the money to make really good stone causeways across the landscape. So they had to take less efficient but less muddy routes up on ridgeways. So you can see that the routes, all three routes, come together at Saintbury Hill here, and this is the where they cross the foss. So the Bugilda Street, the one we've been talking about on the last episode, and Buckle Street, which means the same thing. Buckle is a corruption of Bugilda Street. Both come to Bourton-on-the-Water, and the Saltway goes here to Stow. Anglo-Saxons did bury their famous warriors in barrows on hilltops. And this position was not just a Roman road. You can see how the Anglo-Saxons venerated the Roman past by Lowbury Hill in Berkshire. Well, it used to be Berkshire, it's now in Oxfordshire, which is a princely burial with a barrow right next to a Roman temple. It was also, but this is also important because it's a crossroads. It's on top of the highest point, and that crossroads no longer exists today, but did used to have what was described as the Graenan Way, which cut across it. Now, it could have been an early form of roundabout around the Barrow. We can see other Roman roads that triangulate according to great big Bronze Age Neolithic monuments in the landscape, like the Roman road that goes up to Silbury Hill and then turns ever so slightly towards Marlborough. I suspect it went around it. It looks like it went around Silbury Hill. So we might have had that situation here. The road might have gone triangulated, might have used it as a point on the landscape to aim for. Then once the road got there, went around it, and it was modern farmers, medieval farmers, that encroached upon that, pushing their field boundary, their stone walls closer up against this, and thus forcing the road across the Barrow. That's what might have happened, but I'm speculating a great deal. If we do have an Anglo-Saxon burial here of some great man of some sort, why do we know his name? Why didn't they record it? Well, with Lowbury Hill, as beautiful as that name is, it didn't record the name of the prince, and another antiquarian thinks they know who was buried in there and who was of the Royal House of Wessex, but I won't repeat it here because it's not that well proven. I don't want to get a reputation for being one of those antiquarians. But we do, from the name, have two bits of information of Lowbury, and that is Low, which is Old English Anglo-Saxon llawer, which has come down to us through time as low, which means burial mound, and Bury, which is Birria, which is a fortified enclosure, which is a temple, and it's a nice square earthwork up on the hill.